Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do the usual disclaimers, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill, folks. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use the headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised, alright? Alright, where we left off. Other comments and testimony indicate that non-ESD alternatives have been or likely would be successful for individuals on whom ESDs have been used at the JRC. Thank you. How do we know this? Because nobody else in the world does what the JRC does. We adjust treatment programs, we adjust medication, we do reevaluations of the full functional behavioral assessment to see if there's an area we no longer need to be hitting on and a new area where we need to. That's how the medicine is supposed to work. That's how the treatment programs are supposed to work. You adjust as necessary. But the JRC, on the other hand, would have you believe no, but these guys are so severe that none of that could work. We've already tried everything. Well, the FDA has already shown quite clearly that is not the case. You're operating with no manual, JRC. And I don't mean your fake, like, word salad from hell manual. A manual, a roadmap to a treatment program, and sometimes even proper medication is doing a full functional behavioral assessment. The actually official and approved one. You know, like everybody else uses. Because otherwise, you are spitting in the wind. Right? So, of course, the other programs are probably likely not going to work and your kid's not going to get better because you don't know where to go. You've got no roadmap, you've got no guide. You are literally just throwing them in the program, crossing your fingers, and saying a Hail Mary. If you can't see where the issues would crop up from such a way of doing things, I don't know what to tell you. Right? But we know for a fact, because, reality tends to be on our side on these types of things, that these other programs have been used successfully for kids who are, as the JRC would put it, quote unquote, the most severe. Okay? Let's continue, shall we? Several comments from healthcare providers explain that patients with severe SIB or AB at JRC present behaviors that are challenging to treat. However, with such behaviors are no more challenging to treat than those exhibited by patients with similar conditions who are successfully treated across the country without use of ESDs. Where's my bullhorn? Like, put that all in capitals. Because it is actually successfully treated all over the world. Yes, those who are as quote unquote severe as the JRC, literally everywhere else on planet Earth. You cannot tell me, but, well, no, it would never work for these kids. They're the most severe. You don't understand. Bruh, I've worked in this field. I've seen it work with my own eyes. The data, the numbers, and the clinical studies back it up. Literally all the evidence is on our side. All right? It is insane we're even having this conversation. This is supported by the fact and expert witnesses in the hearing testimony cited by the JRC, who testified that individuals with the most challenging SIB or AB have been successfully treated without shock at various institutions across the country. You might want to quit it with the archaic language. But they're institutions, state hospitals. Yeah, we still need to close down. What is primary, yes, even for kids as severe as the kids at the JRC, is community-based supports. It's that circle of support I talk about that is one of the primary keys in doing a successful person-centered plan. Yeah, that. But person-centered planning could never work for my child. You don't understand how severe they are. Your kid's not autistic. They're not stupid. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Your kid might have some not so fun issues, and they may be nonverbal, but they're not stupid. They understand every word that's coming out of your mouth. Okay? For the love of God. They have all over the world, and the data for over not just the last 30 but 40 years shows us that it has been done successfully all over the world. Yes, with kids as quote unquote severe at the JRC. This is not even an argument here. This is just sad. Let's continue, shall we? Well, actually, that kind of really just closes it out, doesn't it? The glaring elephant in the room is the fact that every single clinic, residency, or community-based supports all around the globe operate like that. Treatment program, sometimes when necessary, supplemented by medication. When need, the medication can be tweaked or the treatment program can be tweaked to meet the current needs of the patient. That's how this stuff actually works on a global scale, literally everywhere else but at the JRC. That's millions of autistics, ADHDers, folks with mental health issues, down, folks with Down syndrome. That's billions of people, possibly billions of people, if we're going global here. They have been successfully treated without putting a human shock collar on them. The JRC can stamp their foot and continue to tell you it's impossible, that they tried everything and nothing worked all they want to. But the fact of the matter is, because things were not done right from get-go, that's why those other programs were not successful. It wasn't because the kid is quote unquote too severe and difficult to handle. It's because the proper steps were not taken. If you do not take the proper steps, again, you're throwing your kid into a program, crossing your fingers, and saying a Hail Mary. This is not really conducive to decent medical care, mental health care, or a treatment program of any kind. All right? Kids who get the full functional behavioral assessment tend to be, on a whole, more successful than those who don't, because that assessment provides the roadmap to begin looking at treatment programs and options that's going to best address the issues of the person in question. It's really that simple. If you don't have that roadmap, you're up shit creek without a paddle. We're going to go ahead and close on that. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So you know the drill, folks. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to hit those comments. I appreciate your time this afternoon. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. We'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye, everyone.